Hi, this is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. We're very fortunate to have with us today Rich Walling, Director of the Old Bridge Village Heritage Center, and Bruce Morgan, President of the New Brunswick Area NAACP. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, Barbara.
Good afternoon.
So we have an interesting topic that you're bringing to the library in February that some may not be aware of, called the Van Wickle slavering. And it's going to be a discussion about that topic. Can you tell us a little bit about Judge Van Wickle and how he relates to the East Brunswick area?
Absolutely. Well, Van Wickle may be a name known to some people here in town because we have a Van Wickle Road. However, that road was named at a time when people really didn't know too much about the history of the judge. Jacob Van Wickle was born in 1770. He lived in the Old Bridge Village section of East Brunswick, and that's the tie-in to East Brunswick. And he was a judge for Middlesex County for many years. And in 1818, he used his judicial authority to issue bogus certificates, bogus documents that authorized the removal of nearly 100 African Americans from New Jersey into a life of permanent slavery in the new state of Louisiana at that time.
And, this story is not one widely known. And I know you're bringing this talk out now. Why do you want people to know about this particular piece of history?
Well, it's very important that folks have an understanding of the entire fabric of American history. We're all in this boat together. Native Americans, African Americans, Europeans, everybody contributed their lives to the composition of what we call the United States of America. And too many groups have not had their fair say or their fair share of having their stories told as part of that fabric. And that's why with this story, we reached out to the Afro-American Historical and Genealogical Society, the New Jersey chapter. They're based out of Jersey City and throughout the state. We reached out to a group in Somerset called Pure History, and we also reached out to the area branch of the NAACP in New Brunswick.
Right. It's very important that the story is told because of the family legacy loss and the legacy of the history of the community. We realized it took all parts of the community to bring it in together, and things such as this was a travesty that needs to be told, that this is American history.
Right, American history, we have our positive side in U.S. history, we have our negative side in U.S. history. And all too often, we are only told the positive, but to give a balanced view so that people really can appreciate all the richness and the fabric of the entire story. And the other thing about this particular tale is that African Americans and Native Americans, both groups, left so little written record behind that their lives, there are no diaries, there are no letters, there are no journals.
Exactly.
Until after the American Civil War in the South, there were no newspapers for Black Americans. And whole generations just disappeared as if they never existed on this planet. But it's so important that we remember the ancestors
Exactly.
of all of us.
Because we've all contributed to the growth of this beautiful nation we have. And we all need to be recognized and saluted for that too. So.
Now, in the talk that you're going to have at the library, who will be speaking and what will they be presenting?
Absolutely. The program's title is The Van Wickle Slavering of East Brunswick, and it's being co-sponsored by 4 organizations and hosted by the library. As I mentioned, the Afro-American Historical Genealogical Society, Pure History, the local area branch of the NAACP, and the Old Bridge Village Heritage Center. There will be brief introductory remarks by each of the organization's representatives. And the program itself, I'll be giving a PowerPoint presentation of probably about 40 minutes. But the key thing is we really want a question and answer period. We want people to have audience discussion so that there's more availability of people to give and take with the free flow of ideas.
And we're also looking for this to build on people to do more research, to find out where their family is coming from, things they have evolved, and to know the richness of their heritage.
So you're hoping maybe to spur some
Exactly.
genealogical research.
Exactly.
And on that topic, Barbara, we are reaching out right now to the two locations rather in Louisiana, Morganza on the Mississippi River and Avery Island down just west of New Orleans, about 100 miles west of New Orleans. And we're right now reaching out to those two communities to find descendants of the folks who were sold south so that we can give a fitting epilogue to this whole story.
And that is proven fruitful as of now. It's moving forward
Well, that's
pretty good.
exciting.
Yeah.
So it's actually turning something negative into a positive piece of our history here.
Exactly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we're getting close to the end of our interview. A lot of interesting information.
Right.
If folks would like to come, let's review the information so that they can join us. It's going to be
On February 21st at the East Brunswick Public Library, Gene Walling Civic Center. Have to put a little plug in for my mom. And it's at 2 p.m. It's free, open to the public. It's really suitable probably for ages 12 and up. It's not intended for little children, but for kids who can have a comprehension of the discussion.
So it gives another view of a lot of historical facts that we may not have been aware of.
Exactly. And if people want to reach us, to get the details of it, we're at 732-828-5363 or the New Brunswick area NAACP at gmail.com. And somebody's always there to answer questions and get back to you. So,
And this is a free event.
free event.
Absolutely.
Free event.
Well, thank you so much for all this wonderful information. I'm sure a lot of history buffs will be there, as well as people who just want to hear another side of our background here in East Brunswick.
Absolutely.
Thank you again, gentlemen. And this is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. We hope to see you at the event.